Well, hello and welcome to Mindful Moments number 6. Today it's going to be a short, meditative, sort of reflective time, and based really on one of the comments I got from the morning prayer this morning. This is Wednesday, and it's about how our imaginations can actually enable our healthy and emotional well-being to improve. And it's partly, believe it or not, the way that our brains are wired. And I've been on a psychology course where we did lots of activities and examples of how this works out in practically for us. And one of the things is that when we actually think of something, an incident, a positive, a fantastic incident that might have happened, it might be a place, it might be a wonderful holiday we were on. It might have been one of those magical moments where we just lose ourselves and we just think, oh, I wish this would never end. And our brain, when we recapture and reimagine and remember those incidents, our brain reacts almost as if we're having that same initial experience for the first time. And so all those feelings of those really good feelings well up and really enable us to feel more content and happier. So the key to this, which has got particular psychological terms attached to it, but we needn't go into those here, is the more detail that you can put into one of your rememberings, the more effective it is. And whenever you have like a chance to meditate and take some time out just to think on one of these exercises, I mean, there's hundreds, thousands out there. You can Google them, you can go on to, you just put like Christian meditation on something or other, all sorts of things will come on, or guided walk or whatever it is. You get lots of examples. And we're going to try one of those today. And I was going through a Facebook page of one of my favourite places to visit, and in fact I was due to go there just before lockdown for a bit of a retreat, and I've been so looking forward to it, but I wasn't able to get there. And it's a place called Holyrood, the centre of healing and spiritual healing and health. And Rowan Williams, he's the our ex-Archbishop, he's actually on the board of support for this group, and they've posted every day, they're posting different things to help us with our well-being. And Helen Warwick, who's the spiritual director and one of the main people there who organises things like that, she's posted this really beautiful meditation, this guided walk. So I thought it'd be nice if we do this together today and see how you manage to engage with it, and check out afterwards how your feelings are and how your emotions are and how your breathing is, and see if it's got a positive benefit. And in which case, if that's worked for you, then there's nothing to stop you having one or two of those every day, just as a real fillip, a real kind of help. So the best way to get the most out of these kind of meditations is to be really comfortable in our breathing and the way that we actually relax into them. It's no good being too slouched, and it's no good being too stiff. So it's somewhere in the middle where we're actually comfortable. We've got the way that we're sitting enables our lungs to breathe and expand well without any discomfort. And we're able to just have an open posture, which means our legs, our hips and our feet and our toes, our ankles or whatever, we're all sort of aligned, and it means we're nice and comfortable. Our hands can be resting downwards or upwards. And for these things, it's good to start off by taking some deep breaths, and usually to actually close your eyes. So let's see how we get on with this together, shall we? So I'd like you to feel comfortable to take a few deep breaths and to close your eyes. And so we take a deep breath in, hold, and breathe out. Breath in, hold, and breathe out. And I'd like you to imagine It's an exercise that helps us find a calm place where we can find rest, where we can rest a while from the anxieties and the stresses of the day, of this day. So I'd like you in your imagination to picture a garden and try and think of as many, to make it as descriptive and as many details as possible. It might be a garden that you've been to that you really enjoy. It might be your own garden if you take pleasure in it and it's particularly looking lovely in this May time that we're having. Or it might be an imaginary garden. So it can be as big or as small as you like. And what I'd like you to do is to imagine the kind of things that might be in there. There might be garden seats, there might be statues, there might be different types of roses, there might be apple trees, there might be meadow area, there might be a wild garden, but anything that really fills you with joy and pleasure. So I'd like you to find a real comfortable position, and you can sit down in your garden. You can either prop up against a tree, or you can just lie with your back on your back and just imagine the light breeze and the different scents and the sounds that you can hear. You might hear the distant thrum of a bumblebee or a honeybee, or you might just see dragonflies darting around. And we're just going to find a slow and gentle rhythm when you're just breathing and imagining this wonderful garden. You might be looking into the sky, and the clouds might be just gently drifting over our heads. You might look at some of the patterns of the sky and marvel at the different colours of blue and how the clouds have got different shapes. And then what I'd like you to do is to imagine you've come to a garden gate, and then the garden gate opens and you walk through and you come into this amazing garden that you've been looking at. And I'd like you to stop and just look around you. Try to develop the scene in your mind. What can you see? What colours can you see? What shapes can you see? What textures can you see? What can you hear? How do you feel about being in this garden? As you're gently walking through the garden, you might touch things as you go past. And as you touch them, they might release some scent. What can you smell? Just enjoy developing this picture in your mind. If there's a place where you can sit, or dance, or cry, or be yourself, just go there and do what you need to do. This can be a space within that can be visited whenever you like. It's your special place. And you can use this exercise anytime, night or day. And all you need is to give yourself a little bit of space and a few deep breaths and 5-10 minutes. You might find that each time you visit your garden, depending on your mood, you might want to be really exuberant and run around, and cartwheel and do all sorts of exciting things. Or you might want to kneel down and look closely at the tiniest of little beetles, the smallest of flowers. You might find that there's a river and you want to play in the river. You might want to build a big bonfire. You might want to go and collect herbs. There's all sorts of things that you can do in this imaginary space, and it's your place. So, as we come back into our rooms where we're sitting or wherever we're watching this mindful moment from, let's take a few deep breaths and just come back to where we are, to where we're sitting, to where we're grounded, and open our eyes and just feel and experience how we're feeling right now after this little visit to this special garden. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you've got any comments, just please add them to the somehow or other, add them to the social media thing, or if you want to ring direct or whatever. But hopefully you found this might be helpful, and you can adapt it and use it whenever you're feeling that you just need that bit of space. Take care and God bless.